Now, welcome back to the Prospect Hut. SNY has put out their off-season top 30 prospects for the New York Mets. And I'm going to go through this list. It's 30 players. And before we get into this video, hit the subscribe button. This is a very surprising update. So let me get into it. From SNY, this is from today, November 11th. Mets off-season top 30 prospects for 2024. There are a handful of potentially impactful prospects close to the majors. It is fair to say that the Mets farm system had its ups and downs in 2024. On the offensive side, there were not many breakout campaigns, and there were long-term injuries to multiple top offensive prospects in the system that caused somewhat lost years of development. On the pitching side, there were some breakout performances that the writer will highlight below. Perception in the industry is the Mets pitching development system under Vice President of Pitching, Eric Jagers, and Vice President of Player Development, Andy Green, is emerging and trending in the direction of becoming one of the best in the sport. The writer spoke to evaluators from other clubs who would rank the Mets' overall system about 10th or 13th in baseball. It's pretty good. They know that if some of the injured prospects were healthy and had strong seasons, the perception may be different. As the Mets look to build a sustainable winner, one of the most important things is to have homegrown, cause-controlled players, in addition to external additions via free agency and trade. Mets are getting close to that reality, as you will see with the ATAs for reaching the big leagues for plenty of prospects on this list. Notably, guys near the top who are within a year or two of making it. Here's the top 30 Mets prospect list. Number one, infielder, outfielder, Jet Williams. Williams only played in 33 games in 2024 after undergoing wrist surgery. He was able to return late in the season and reached AAA Syracuse in the last week. He has been playing in Arizona Fall League, where he made the Fall Stars game, I guess. Offensively, he has above-average bat-to-ball skills, elite plate discipline, and average power. He's a plus athlete who's played all three up-the-middle positions, and profile best at second or center field. Williams' athleticism plays on the base paths as well, where he looks the part of a 30-plus stolen base threat at the next level. He has a chance to be a dynamic top-of-the-order threat at the next level. His time to arrive in the major leagues is 2025. Number two, Brandon Sprout, right-handed pitcher. Sprout went from the Mets' second-round pick in the 23 MLB draft to a consensus top 100 prospect in the sport, as well as one of the best pitching prospects. He dominated high A and Double A, posting a 2.05 across 87 two-thirds innings while striking out 110. He received a late-season promotion to AAA Syracuse, where he ran into his first struggles as a professional, posting a 7.53 ERA in 28 two-thirds innings. AAA does pose more of a challenge for pitchers, as they are often facing veteran hitters and are at a level that uses a different baseball. The strike zone is also different with the automatic ball strike system in place. Mets Organizational Pitcher of the Year, Sprout has excellent stuff. Fastball that sits in the mid-90s and can touch double digits. Though throughout the 24 season, he scaled back velocity as games went on, Sprout's best secondary offering is his changeup, with plus arm side fade. He also has a hard slider cutter sweeper and a curveball that is more of a get-me-over type pitch. With some refinement, he could project as a number 2 type starter, and the writer thinks he's not far from reaching Queens. His ETA is 2025. Number 3, outfielder Drew Gilbert. Much like Williams, Gilbert missed most of the 24 season, only getting into 56 games at the AAA level due to a hamstring injury. In those 56 games, he had 10 homers and notably closed the season on a high note, posting an 821 OPS in September. Gilbert is also in the Arizona Fall League, where he has an 805 OPS with 4 home runs and 18 RBIs. Gilbert is not the most tooled-up prospect by any means, but he's average to above average across the board, with his best tool being his throwing arm. This allows him to be a fit in all 3 outfield spots. Gilbert knows one speed, and it is 100%. And that shows in all facets of his game. He projects as an everyday player who should be a big league ready in short order in 2025. I would mention that Drew Gilbert would have been with the Mets this year if he hadn't gotten injured. He was very close to the majors. Started the year in AAA. And obviously he's one of the guys they picked up with Justin Verlander. Number 4, first baseman outfielder Ryan Clifford. Clifford has the most raw power in the Mets system, released a 60 grade at the 20 to 80 scouting scale, while routinely posted plus to elite exit velocities and showing propensity to elevate the ball. Power showed up in a big way once he got out of the confines of Brooklyn, which has historically been the worst ballpark in all of minor league baseball. Left-handed power is due to the wind coming off the water, off the oceans, more like it. Clifford moved to Double-A Binghamton this past season, and in the year 9th in the Eastern League in OPS and 3rd in home runs in only 98 games. What was impressive is that he put up those numbers as a 20-year-old, an average age of the pitchers he faced being 24.5 years old. He can stand to be more aggressive early in counts, as well at times miss pitches to hit early in order to work counts. Defensively, Clifford has split time between first base and the corner outfield spots, but as a below-average athlete, the expectation from scouts the writer speaks to is that first base is most likely long-term home. Clifford has the potential to be the middle of an order 25 to 30 home run type of bat who should also post quality on-base percentage numbers. His time to arrive in the major leagues is 2026. Number 5, Carson Bench, the Mets' 2024 first-round pick out of Oklahoma State, was a two-way player in college. But Bench will focus strictly on hitting and pro ball. He has strong plate discipline and contact ability to go of above-average raw power, primarily to the opposite field right now. There are a lot of moving parts in his swing, and that is something the Mets will likely quiet down a bit in pro ball. Bench primarily played right field in college, but as good of an athlete with a plus throwing arm, did throw 95 plus miles per hour off the mound in college. The Mets are planning to send him out as a center fielder. With some swing adjustments and physical maturation, he could be an everyday type of outfielder with 20 plus home run potential. 2026 is the time he should be arriving, which is probably accurate. Infielder Ronnie Mauricio. Mauricio missed the entire 2024 season after tearing his ACL in the Dominican Winter League. In a follow-up cleanup surge in June, and is progressing toward baseball activities. He'll never get on base at a high clip, but has special batted ball data. It'll be interesting to see how Mauricio bounces back athletically from the ACL injury. He had 7 stolen bases in only 26 big league games in 2023. Depending on how the Mets opt to construct the 25 roster, he could be a factor at either second or third. We've already seen him. Nolan McLean at number 7, a right-handed pitcher. McLean entered the 2024 season as a two-way player, both pitching and serving as the designated hitter. He likely took his last professional at bat on June 20th, as the Mets and McLean agreed to end the hitting experiment so he could focus on pitching full-time. McLean possesses the best pitch in the Mets farm system with 670 grade sweeper that will exceed 33,000 RPM and is his primary swing and miss pitch. His four-seam fastball is an above-average offering that will sit 94 to 95 miles per hour and touch 98. He has a curveball and is working on changeup and cutter as other options. Scouts believe that there are better days ahead for McLean due to being able to focus only on pitching and no longer having to split training, practice, and mental reps on handling both sides of the ball. McLean will need to establish a third and fourth offering to fill his potential of a number 3 or 4 starter with a floor of a late inning reliever focusing on the fastball sweeper. His ETA is 2026. At number 8, infielder Jesus Baez. Baez's season ended in early July when he suffered a meniscus injury. Prior to this, he was trending toward being potentially the highest riser on this list. Between May and June, he combined for an 827 OPS with 10 home runs split between low-A St. Lucie and high-A Brooklyn. Baez is an aggressive hitter with plus bat speed and can post exit velocities north of 110 miles per hour. This aggressiveness does lead to chasing, and walks are unlikely to be a huge part of his game. But his own contact percentage is a plus, which has led to him maintaining a modest 16% strikeout rate. Defensively, he has a plus throwing arm, and the writer expects he transitions more to a third baseman in 2025, which is likely to be his long-term home, according to scouts. Baez will be 20 years old for the entire 25 season and should start back with High A Brooklyn. He's expected to be in the majors in 2027. At number 9, right-handed pitcher Blade Tidwell. Tidwell did not have the same success in AAA that he did in AA. The home runs were up, the walks were up, and the strikeouts were down. As noted above, AAA is a more offensive-driven league that utilizes the automated ball strike talent system, where you can't get away with pitches that are just missing being called strikes. It places a higher importance on throwing good strikes. On a positive note, his stuff profile really was unchanged from what it was in AA. It's a fastball up to 97 miles per hour with a sweeper, split change, and cutter. He needs to throw more strikes to AAA level, and when he does, they need to be better strikes. Tidwell still has the potential to be a number 4 type starter, with the possibility if the command doesn't take that the step forward is to end up in the bullpen. He's expected to be with the Mets next year. Number 10, right-handed pitcher Jonah Tom. For me, the writer, Tom was the biggest rise of anyone in the Mets system in 24. He started the season not ranked in any top 30 to now cracking the top 10. He was considered a raw piece of clay as a pitcher when he was selected in the 7th round of the 2022 MLB draft out of the Georgia Premier Academy by way of Canada. In 113 innings pitched in 2024, he posted an ERA of 3.03, allowed 85 hits and striking out 160. Between low A, St. Lucie, high A, Brooklyn, and double A, Binghamton. His fastball is not going to blow hitters away with his sheer velocity, as it will top out at 95, but it comes along with 20 inches of induced vertical break, which helps it generate swings and misses. His go-to secondary pitch right now is his old school 12-6 curveball, and he's working on a hard slider, cutter, and changeup. He still needs refinement, but the 21-year-old is looking like a big success story for the Mets player development staff. Tom should return to Double A to start the 2025 season. They say he'll be with the Mets in 2026 or in the majors. Number 11, outfielder Luis Angel Acuna. After an up-and-down 2024 campaign at the AAA level, he received a call up to the big leagues when Francisco Lindor missed that time in September with his back issue. At a crucial time for the Mets, Acuna hit .400 with 3 home runs in those 8 games. His role heading into spring training is unclear, but the Mets believe he can handle all 3 up-the-middle positions defensively. Offensively, though, a small sample there were good signs. He showed excellent barrel control and bat speed while routinely hitting the ball hard. One scout I spoke to speculated he may have been a bit bored in AAA. There is still everyday player potential with Acuna, with that opportunity being a possibility as soon as opening day of 2025. He's already been here. The thing about Acuna is that just looking at him, the question is with him is, will he develop the power? I thought his power displayed itself enough that I think that he can hit 15 home runs. If he has any kind of power, he will be in an everyday lineup. Number 12, right-handed pitcher Christian Scott. Scott maintains prospect eligibility due to not reaching 50 innings pitched or 45 total days in the active roster. Fortunately, the reason he did not reach those plateaus was due to an elbow injury that eventually led to Tommy John surgery. He'll be out for the 25 season if all goes well. Should be on track to be ready for spring training of 26 to compete for a rotation spot at the age of 26 years old. At number 13, left-handed pitcher Jonathan Santucci. Mets' 24 second-round pick was recruited to Duke in high school, where he was primarily a hitter over a pitcher. He was a two-way player for most of the collegiate career, with 2024 being the first season that he focused on pitching. Santucci comes equipped with a fastball to get up to 96 miles per hour, a plus slider, a changeup that he has a feel for and flashes plus, but lacks consistency due to it being a new pitch he's still learning. He will need some work on his command, but he's athletic on the mound and is a starter's build for an easily repeatable delivery. The Mets believe that Santucci has mid-rotation or better potential. His ETA is 2026. At number 14, shortstop, second baseman, Jeremy Rodriguez. Rodriguez was the return of the Tommy Pham trade in 2023. He was the Diamondbacks' top international signing and 23 for $1.25 million. He has above average plate discipline and back the ball skills, primarily as a gap-to-gap line drive hitter right now. He needs more physical maturation to truly impact the baseball, as he has below average exit velocities. He has a solid 24 with the FCL Mets, hitting .282 in 50 games. But he's just turned 18 years old in July, so there is plenty of room to grow. Defensively, Rodriguez likely profiles best at second base, but does show good actions at shortstop. He'll be in the majors in 2027. Marco Vargas at number 15. Vargas had mostly a lost 24 season due to injury. He got into just 37 games for low A St. Lucie, where he posted a .208 batting average. However, when he was right, Vargas boasts plus plate discipline and outstanding bat-to-ball skills. Vargas joined the Mets organization in a trade that sent David Robertson to Miami. Not too dissimilar from Rodriguez, he needs more physical maturation to tap into extra base hit power. But there is everyday second base potential here. Vargas stands out as a rebound candidate for 2025. His ETA is 27. Number 16, outfielder Nick Morabito. Morabito won the Mets Organizational Player of the Year award after slashing .312, .409, .403, .398, and 119 games between St. Lucie and Brooklyn. Home run power is unlikely to ever be much of a factor in his game, but he shows solid bat-to-ball and above-average pitch recognition skills. He's a plus athlete who stole 59 bases in 2024 and should have the ability to stick as a center fielder. Morabito likely projects more of a fourth outfield type, but if he can physically mature and improve his slugging, even if that is just extra base hits, his ceiling could be more. His ETA is 2026. At number 17, infielder Boston Barrow. Barrow was the Mets' 8th round pick in the 23 draft out of high school in California. Mets signed him for $700,000 when the focus of his first season was to put on weight, as he was a lanky 175 pounds when drafted. He's down north of 190. Barrow had a very strong debut season with low A St. Lucie, hitting .288. The batting average and on-base percentage numbers both ranked second in the Florida State League. He received a promotion to Brooklyn for the last 11 games of the season. Barrow's line drive approach with an emphasis on putting the ball in play that should lead to doubles and some home runs as he continues to get bigger and stronger. Defensively, the Mets have exposed Barrow to second base, short, and third base. He's looked most natural at third. His ETA is 2027. And number 18, right-handed pitcher, Dom Hamill. Hamill's first foray in AAA was a bit of a roller coaster. He had some exceptional outings and some tough ones. Some speculated before the season that he could be negatively impacted by the ABS system, and his walks jumped up in a significant way. That being said, the stuff profile is the same as it was when he was successful in AA. It's a 5-pitch mix. The fastball is mostly 93 to 92, 94, but can get up to 96. A slider with plus spin rate and a cutter and a curveball and a changeup. Hamill looks like a back-end starter or a potential middle-inning reliever. And his bulldog-like nature on the mound may play well in that role. The Mets will have to decide whether to add Hamill to the 40-man roster this winter or leave him exposed to the Rule 5 draft. 2025 is his ETA. At number 19, shortstop Trey Schneider. The Mets' 24 fifth-round pick as a player the team was very excited to be able to draft and sign. They gave Schneider a well above slot signing bonus of $1.3 million to sign him away from the reigning College World Series champion Tennessee Volunteer. Schneider received the third highest bonus in the Mets class behind only Benj and Santucci. Schneider may not have the loudest tools in the class, rating out currently average to above average across the board. He is described as a true baseball player who does the little things well. Schneider attended a Mets workout in Dallas, and he put on a show. As Mets Vice President of Amateur Scouting Chris Gross put it, Schneider projects as a shortstop who can run and throw and plays in a tenacious way on the field. He also won the Mets over in pre-draft interviews with the type of person he is off the field. His ETA is 2028. At number 20, right-handed pitcher Nate Dohm. Dohm was the Mets' 24th third-round selection out of Mississippi State. He got off to a strong start as the Friday starter before suffering a forearm strain that caused him to miss a couple of months. He was able to return near the end of the season for a few abbreviated outings. Dome is healthy, and at the MLB Draft Combine, he was back to his normal self. He throws his fastball low in the mid-90s and it will touch 97 from a low release with good extension. He has an above average slider and an average curve and changeup to complete his 4-pitch mix. Had Dome not gotten injured, he might have found himself in the top 2-round territory. He's a good project for the Mets pitching development system. His ETA 2027. At number 21, Mike Vasil. Now, Mike Vasil was a top prospect. He is dropped. Vasil had a tough year in 24 with Syracuse posting a 6.04 ERA in 134 games. A once promising pitching prospect now looks more like a potential swingman to the next level. The Mets will have to decide whether to add him to the 40-man roster this winter or leave him exposed to the Rule 5 draft. So the Mets have some decisions with him and Dom Hamill. His ETA is 2025. Number 22, Jacob Reamer. Reamer suffered a torn hamstring during spring training, and he did not get back at the game action until July 9th. He played in 25 games during the minor league season and is currently in the Arizona Fall League. He's a strong 6'1", 210 pounds, possessing above average raw power that shows more in batting practice than in game right now. He also has a plus eye at the plate. Defensively, he has made strides at third and has played some first base. There's a good chance the Mets try to Reamer in left field at some point. His ETA is 2027. And number 23, infielder Callan Hoke. Hoke is a raw prospect who had an all-round tough first year in Pro Bowl. He was the Mets' first-round pick, number 32 overall in the 23 draft, after he was a two-sport star in baseball and as a quarterback. He struggled to swing and miss and was unable to consistently barrel the ball for St. Lucie. Howe was a good athlete with a good work ethic and some baseline tools. If the 20-year-old can put them together in game, he still has upside, but both the stats and batted ball data were worrisome this year. His ETA is 2027. At number 24, catcher Davison Gutierrez. Gutierrez was the Mets' top international signing in 23 when he inked a deal for $1.9 million. In 37 games split between Double-A, Dominican Summer League, Florida Complex League, and a brief appearance with St. Lucie, Gutierrez hit .259 with 13 doubles, 2 home runs, and 13 RBIs. He is impressed with his playing at the plate, the ability to put the barrel on the ball. He also has above-average raw power. Right now is shown up in game at line drive power. Defensively, Gutierrez is raw and struggles to throw out base runners, but he does have above-average arm strength. ETA 2028. And number 25, catcher Giovanni Rodriguez. Rodriguez was the Mets' top international signing last winter, inking a deal for $2.85 million. At the time of his signing, MLB Pipeline ranked him as the number 6 prospect in the 24 international signing draft. Rodriguez comes with a 70-grade throwing arm and natural feel to receive the ball behind the plate. Offensively, shows the ability to barrel the ball and has above-average raw power. He got off to a slow start in his first professional season, but at .341 with a .968 OPS in the last month. His ETA is 2029. At number 26, catcher Ronald Hernandez. Second prospect acquired from the Marlins for Robinson, had a strong season as a 20-year-old in Low A. He was third in the league in batting average and third on-base percentage. He received a promotion to Brooklyn for the last 10 games of the season. Power isn't a big part of his game, but he truly puts up a professional bat, trying to spread liners and work counts. Hernandez is bilingual, which helps him translate and leadership skills as a catcher, where he is an average receiver and thrower. He may not translate as a future big league starter, but he has degrees of a potential backup catcher. His ETA 2027. Now here's the most surprising drop for any player. This is at number 27, catcher Kevin Parada. At being the number 11th overall pick in the 22 MLB draft, Bernard has yet to find any consistency offensively as a professional. He will have times where it is clicking and then go through stretches of struggles. Defensively, his receiving has improved, and he is a leader on the field, but his throwing is still below average. Currently, most scouts believe his future as an offensive-minded backup. His ETA 2026. He did not play well at all last year. And I got a chance to see him. His bat is not fast. He's got a slow bat. Outfielder at number 28, Edward Lantigua. Lantigua signed last January for $950,000. 17-year-old was named the Mets Dominican Summer League Player of the Year after he hit .263 in 45 games for the DSL Mets. He is a projectable 6'3" and 174 pounds. Despite his raw build, he has shown some impressive exit velocities, which provides some hype that he can develop more power. As he physically matures, Lantigua is a good athlete. Scouts believe should stick in center field. At number 29, right-handed pitcher Jack Wenninger. Wenninger was the Mets' 6th round pick in the 23 MLB draft out of Illinois. He appeared in 25 games, starting 19 games between St. Lucie and Brooklyn, posting a 4.30 ERA of 140 strikeouts and 115 innings. He performed much better at a higher level in Brooklyn than in St. Lucie. His primary two pitches are a four-seam fastball that will sit at 92-93 and each reached 95 miles per hour, and a split change that is his best swing and miss offering. Wenninger has worked on a slider, curve, and cutter, established at least an average pitch, with the slider being the fastest. And finally, at number 30, outfielder Eli Serrano III. Serrano, the Mets' 24 fourth-round pick, is someone Gross had his eye on ever since high school. He attended the same academy in high school as Ryan Clifford. At the time, there were some who thought Serrano was the better prospect. Clifford went on to sign with the Astros, whose scouting department was led by Gross prior to being traded to the Mets in the Justin Verlander deal, while Serrano ended up in college. Standing at 6'5" and 201 pounds, the power that was expected to come in college for Serrano didn't really develop as expected. He has plus bat-to-ball skills with a good approach to the plate. If you can add some strength and work on lofting the ball more consistently, there is a chance that the power potential he had in high school to become more of a reality in Pro Bowl. In a small sample size with St. Lucie, Serrano posted a max exit velocity of 109 miles per hour, which is an encouraging sign of things to come. Defensively, he played first, left, and even some center field in college. Most scouts believe his future is likely in left field. So this is the entire list that SNY put out today about the Mets' top prospects, top 30 prospects that they have. So let me know what you think about this video. Of course, hit the subscribe button. I take donations. It's a great way to support the channel. You'll see a little super thanks. And I want to thank you for coming by. Smash that subscribe button now.